Hi you guys, how are you? It's really good to see you, and thank you for tuning in. So, massive thank you to all of you who have spent your time to watch my videos. It really does mean the absolute world to me. So I really want to say thank you for all of that time that you have spent. So, like I say, and to all of my new subscribers, hello, it's nice to see you. So, where we at? Week 12, so 3 months in. Oh my days. I can't believe it's been kind of this long already. So, how's it been? I'll give you a bit of an overview really. How this week has gone. I don't know what it is. I say I had a little bit of a flat week last week. This week has been a little bit tricky kind of exercise wise. I've been kind of feeling quite a lot of fatigue this week. I have managed though to go and do some kind of exercise every day. It might have only been 10-15 minutes kettlebells or a nice walk with the dog, but I've done something every day, and I've managed. Now I talked to my last one about my Garmin streak. Up to 34 days now on my Garmin streak. Still haven't logged anything today though. It is Friday and I haven't logged anything today, so this might be the day that I break that streak. Who will know? We'll see. So yeah, so I've done, but like I say, I've done some kind of exercise each day. Like I say, it might have not have been as much as what I have been doing in the past few weeks, but I do feel that I have kind of done something which I'm quite happy with. It's fitted in with work. Work at the minute is exceptionally busy. So once I've finished work, kind of the last thing is on my mind is exercising. So yeah, so that's just been the week. However, what I've tried to do right the way through this so far is to keep it as real as possible. It's not going to be able to go out and do like walk miles or run miles every single day. It's not real. So, like I say, keeping it real and just kind of saying as it is. What have we had? So last week, now I talked about, I felt that I think it was actually Mounjaro was starting to not have that effect on me anymore. Starting to lose kind of that, the impact that it's been having on me. I said that on my video on Friday morning. Come Friday tea time, yeah, the queasiness was back. Isn't that typical? However, this week has again, I think, a lot been down to willpower, and not actually Mounjaro stopping kind of those hunger pangs as such and those cravings. So I have noticed this week that little things have like crept in a little bit, like the odd little bit of chocolate here, looking in the fridge and the cupboards a little bit more, whereas when it's kind of at its peak, I don't even bother. I have to, like I've said previously, I have to remind myself to eat. So this week again has been a little bit like that, and just trying to be strong and not eat when I shouldn't be. I did notice that my portion sizes, even though it's only still been kind of fish or chicken and vegetables, kind of I've noticed that my portion sizes of vegetables have been a little bit bigger. Like last night I did asparagus and peppers. I would have only probably had kind of probably 3/4 of what I did eat to half of what I did eat last night. So that is a big indicator that I need to go up. So I said I did order my next pen, which was 2.5. So I was regretting it big time last week. So hubby and I have kind of come up with a little plan, because he is currently on 5 milligram. But he is also, that food noise is coming back for him as well. So he has decided to go up to the 7.5. So what we've done is he's got a five pen in the fridge ready That's now mine. So, and he's reordering the 7.5. So, plan is, well, I've used my first dose of 5mg this morning, and he's then just going to order his next 7.5, and then I've got a 2.5 pen, full one, unopened, in the back of the fridge, so that I can use that for coming back down. So it's there as then a backup. Yay! So we got around it. So let's see what the 5mg does for me this week. Like I say, when I first started taking Mounjaro, it was kind of, I get like a really funny sort of taste, sort of like in the back of my kind of tonsils, like at the back of my mouth, and that's back. It is back. And what time? But yeah, so I've barely eaten kind of today. I think I've had a pear. So yeah, yay! We're back on track. So let's see how this week goes on the 5mg. And like I say, I've been trying to stay on the 2.5 because I wanted to just use this as a tool to try and help me build again those healthy eating habits and exercise habits, which I feel that I have done because I've got over the last 2 weeks really with on my own, I feel as such. So and I was really scared. I don't know about anybody else who is on this journey or who is thinking about this journey. Like I say, this is only from my own experience. I'm no expert or anything like that. This is just my own experience and thought process. I was really, really scared to take that first injection because you don't know, do you? You do not know how your body is going to react to it. I'm a bit funny anyway when it comes to kind of taking tablets and medications and things like that. So it sounds a bit bizarre, doesn't it? But I'll still be happy to jab myself with stuff to help me lose weight. So I think that's another reason why I've put off going up to 5, because again, I didn't know what the side effects might be with the 5mg, because again, you hear different people have different reactions to the different doses. So yeah, I've been a little bit worried, I'm not going to lie, a little bit scared of kind of going up to the 5mg. But if I'm going to keep using it for now, then I need to, otherwise it's a waste of time. Because I just don't think it's having the 2.5, just not having the desired effect anymore. So I've kind of pushed it 3 months now. I've done 2.5, so I have pushed it and pushed it. But it's time to move up. So that is what I've done. So I will let you know next week and see if there have been any more side effects or how it's been with the 5mg for this next week. That's something else that I kind of wanted to talk to you a little bit about as well. And again, my experience, and if you've had any different experience as well, or like I said, I am no expert. I'm just sharing my thoughts and kind of my experiences with using Mounjaro so far. And I'm very, very aware of the long-term side effects or short-term side effects that you can actually experience by using these weight loss drugs. And it is something that myself and Stuart are very, very aware of. Thank you so much for your comments last week, something about kind of potentially like keeping an eye on the gallstones and gallbladder as well, because that rapid weight loss can kind of impact that and can almost cause gallstones as well. So that is something that I will keep a close eye on. So thank you for that as well. One thing that I have noticed is my resting heart rate. Now I do kind of have a bit of a high resting heart rate because of my size and kind of inactivity and everything like that. So it was it's always been a little bit high, even though my peak of fitness, it was still higher end. So I have been kind of closely monitoring that, because it is something that it concerns me if my resting heart rate was to go up much higher. So kind of I get like notifications. I normally wear my Apple Watch, but what I have been doing is wearing, I can't even see it, is my Garmin 165, I think it is this one, because I feel it's a bit more accurate. And so I'm kind of wearing this now all the time. So I'm sleeping in it and I'm wearing it all day, because it's giving me then a better overview of my sleep patterns, my resting heart rate, my activity, my steps, everything. It kind of it captures everything. So I've been finding, actually, in the last week, my resting heart rate has actually dropped already. Now, I don't know if that is been from, because I haven't done as much exercise this week, where I have done some, or maybe I have been overexerting myself a little bit. Not giving myself time to recover as well, because recovery, as we know, is as important actually as doing exercise. So I don't know if it's a bit of a combination, but I'm really pleased to see that it has dropped. One thing that I have noticed as well, by wearing my Garmin, has been my sleep. Now, when I've been more unhealthy and making bad choices, including alcohol and stuff like that, I notice a massive difference in my sleep, my heart rate as well during the night, and just general quality of sleep has always been really poor. However, since I've been on this, I have noticed I've been sleeping better. But because I've now been wearing my watch for the last week, I have noticed I've actually got the highest sleep score I've ever had. I think it was 85 last night. And my heart, HRM or HRV, so heart rate variability, that my Garmin checks, has been good as well. So a lot less stress levels, lot better sleep, heart rate is coming down, so I'm hoping that was just a temporary thing while I was getting used to the Mounjaro as well. So that is kind of how I'm sort of tracking those kind of side effects that you can have. Touch wood, well, there is no wood here, touch wood. I have been really, really lucky in side effects such as kind of sickness, actually vomiting. I've not had any of that. I get the queasiness and I get that sudden like, whoa, okay. There was just 1 week, actually. There was 1 week where I did speak about that, didn't I? That I did kind of had to get up, shoot out of bed because I was sick. But that was, I don't know if that was a bug or the drugs, not quite sure. But I've been really, really lucky with those side effects. The one thing that I know some people do have issues in the bathroom department, shall we say. I've kind of, well, to quote Peter Kay, can't poo. That is something that, again, has been not an issue, but something to be aware of. You might want to take some prunes. I do eat a lot of eggs though, which kind of doesn't help, I don't think. The constipation has been, it's not been an issue really, but it's been there as well. So other side effects, like I say, it's just keeping an eye on them really, and if, like I say, with my resting heart rate, it was going up, I was ready to kind of go into the doctors and kind of just make that appointment and just get that checked over, because that's something you don't want to be messing about with. But like I say, in this last week it has dropped, which I'm really pleased with. Don't get me wrong, it is not getting right to kind of the brink of where, like, crap, what is going on, but it's just keeping an eye on it. And I think that's what I've kind of taken from this and kind of being aware of those different side effects is you've got to listen to your own body, and if something's not quite right, then get it checked out, stop taking it. As well, kind of another side effect that I don't know if it's the Mounjaro or lack of food, is kind of dizziness and just feeling a bit meh. So because we don't really eat much sugar now, so I don't know if blood sugars are getting a bit too low, so getting kind of that dizziness, but I do struggle with vertigo as well at times, so it's kind of like, is it that, again, monitoring, working with it, seeing how we go with it as well. But talking of calories, so I've been quite curious on actually, because I've talked before about my meals, so I'm always trying to make sure I eat 3 meals a day, and reminding myself to eat those 3 meals as well. Trying to keep as unprocessed as possible. So lots of kind of, like say, chicken, fish, vegetables, salad, eggs, lots of eggs, and a little bit of fruit. But I was curious the other day because it felt like it was quite a big meal. So we had these kind of gammon steak things, these kind of gammon joint, not a joint at all, like these steaks. So I did those, pan fried those off, and I did some asparagus, and I was really naughty because we don't really have potatoes, so I was really fancying some. So I got some new potatoes, sliced them up, put some seasoning on them and did them in the air fryer. Now I served this meal up and I was looking at it and thinking, oh my God, that is going to be so many calories. It's just too much, and kind of going against everything that I've been eating over the last 3 months. And I did my calorie count for that meal, and I think it only actually came out at about 340 calories, which actually was nothing for my main meal. So I've kind of looked back at then of what I've actually been eating, including obviously for the 3 meals, my breakfast, couple of pieces of fruit, eggs, spinach, tomatoes, or a bit of chicken and salad for my lunch, and that is actually working out quite little. So I think I'm only averaging calorie wise per day around 700 to 800 calories a day. So that's not a lot, and there's no wonder I've been feeling a little bit dizzy or feeling a little bit fatigued, because actually not getting the calories in to get the energy. I know, obviously, clearly calorie deficit, so I'm going to lose weight, but there's also a balance to keeping your body healthy. So moving forward for this week, it's going to be interesting because of obviously coming up to using the 5 again, using the 5 now. It's going to be reminding myself to make sure what I am eating, maybe having a few more vegetables on my plate, or try that extra bit of fruit and kind of some yogurt or whatever it is, just to try and actually get those good calories in as well. So that is something that I will be kind of monitoring over the next week, because that's just not enough. And then on top of exercise, so then you take off the calories burnt from your exercise. Yeah, it's not a lot, is it? So yeah, but obviously clearly I need to lose a lot of weight, but it's doing it in a healthy way, and that's what's really kind of I'm very aware of, and making sure that I'm doing it healthy, not to have any detrimental long-term effects on my body as well. So yeah, so that's kind of what my week has been like. Positives that have come out of kind of my using this and kind of cutting out the alcohol, not fully, just putting that out there, not fully, and less sugars, less carbs, less alcohol, is like I struggle with migraines. I get them kind of every couple of weeks. I will probably have a migraine. However, Now I really am touching wood. In the last 3 months, I've only actually, I think it was 1 or maybe 2 at a push that I've had. So that is a real bonus. I don't know if it's linked with the medication or it's actually just cutting all the crap out of my diet or what. I'm not quite sure. It'd be interesting. Interesting to see. So how has this week gone weight-wise? So, the sun's really bright. Right, I have lost 1.5 pounds. It's definitely slowing down. Definitely slowing down. So that takes me to 32.5 pounds. So just under 2.5 stone. I've got 1.5 pounds to go until my 2.5 stone. I had to get a sticker, didn't I? I had to give myself a sticker for 2.5 stone. This 3rd stone is taking forever to come off. It is a chore. Don't know if that's why I kind of think, oh, but keeping positive, a loss is a loss, and it is a marathon, not a sprint. And I am happy with that. Like I say, I don't feel I've done a massive amount of exercise this week. If I'd kind of done shed loads and then kind of just, yeah. But anyway, by the by, that is by the by. 1.5 pounds off. Yay, getting there. I was figuring it out earlier and I don't think I have been this weight for probably 5 years. And I think that was when I broke my leg and I had just started training for the long course weekend and I broke my leg in January, which put paid to that. And I think I was even maybe a little bit heavier than what I am now. So that is massive for me, absolutely massive. So it's a good 5 years since I've been at this weight. So I am seriously chomping a bit to get to the next stone bracket. And I cannot wait to get there. So like I say, I am just going to keep chipping away at it. I kind of looking this morning because it's my 3 month kind of, well, 12 weeks, so I'm going to go 4 weekly. What I will do is pop here, and here is my first beginning photo, so the day I started Mounjaro, and today's photo. Might stick the second one in, but I'll kind of just do the comparison from when I first started to where I am today, and I will pop those on there and you will see the difference is mental. I carry all my weight around my belly, my bum and my boobs. We talk a lot about my saggy boobs now. But like I say, you can see from these pictures the difference, and it's those reminders that I need to keep giving myself of the difference that 3 months has made, and keeping that positive mental attitude to my weight loss, and just keep chipping away at it. So that's keeping me focused, that's keeping me motivated. Now we've kind of, am I going to tell you that yet? No, I'll just talk about my stats again a little bit more. So like I say, weight wise, it is coming off, I'm getting there. 32 pounds. Another thing that I have been looking at and monitoring that I see on my Garmin is my BMI. So when I first started this journey, my BMI was 36. As of today, my BMI is now 30. So that's 6 points dropped in 3 months. That is phenomenal to me. I need to check the chart thing really, but I'm still probably obese classed as. But in my mind, that's 6 points down on my BMI, which can only be a good thing. Another thing that I do look at is my body fat as well. So when I first started, I was 40% body fat. It's just a little, like a lump. It's down to 37%. So still not as big a drop as probably what I would have wanted, but I've still got a long way to go. I say I've still got 3.5 stone left to go. So I'm nowhere near where I want to be. So I've still got a long way to go, and that's what I need to remind myself as well. So those are kind of my stats for month 3. And I'll do them again in another 4 weeks' time to see where we're sitting. It's these little things that I do like to remind myself of my journey of so far. So this weekend coming, it's bank holiday weekend, so yay, 3-day weekend, which is amazing. Now, it's going to be a challenge tomorrow, because we alluded to this in our last episode of Pub Chat. We have got a very big event coming up in a couple of weeks' time, so we need to go clothes shopping. So I will bring you along. It will be either amazing or I will cry a lot, because I have my pictures in my brain of what I want to wear and what I want to look like, and then when I look in the mirror, it's nothing like it, so I get sad. So, shopping on Saturday. So fingers crossed, we're going to be able to get something. I've got some things in mind, so a couple of shops that I've been in and seen. It's easy for Stuart, he just needs to get a suit. That's fine, but I need to get a nice dress and maybe a little hat. We will reveal in Pub Chat, episode 4, coming soon, where we're going to be going. And I will bring you along with us if we're allowed. Yay! It's exciting stuff. It's big. It is big. So you will have to look in, have a check in on Pub Chat, like I say, once that has been uploaded, and you will find there'll be a big reveal of where we're going to be going. It's very, very exciting as well. So let me have a look. I think, checking my notes, I've got a memory like a sieve, so I always have to write things down. It's a good way of kind of like reflecting on the week though, because I make little notes. So that's me. Please like and subscribe to my channel. It's great to see so many new subscribers. I am trying it now. This is real small fries compared to a lot of other channels. I'm on 80 subscribers and it absolutely means the world to me. It's amazing. Not that I'm checking like every 10 minutes to see if there's anybody else. But I'm trying to get to 100, and that'll be really amazing to get to 100 subscribers. So please like and subscribe. That would be amazing. And like I say, then you can get notifications of my next videos and come along this journey, this very joyful journey with me as well. Also, you can head over to Stuart's channel, which is Veteran Running Diaries, where he's also announced a new challenge that he's going to be working on for this year as well. So I kind of log in his running diaries basically, and kind of navigating that around Mounjaro and how that is. It's a difficult one, I'm not going to lie. So head over to his channel and check it out. I'll put the link in the description as well. Right guys, thank you ever so much for tuning in and listening to me, and I will see you soon. Like and subscribe. Bye.